What's up, y'all? This is Bob the Critic. Driving. Where am I headed? To the Cinemark. To go see what? The Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake, 2010 edition. Now, like a lot of movie watchers, I have seen the original Nightmare before. I'm about to say Nightmare Before Christmas, but that's so easy to just come out and say Nightmare on Elm Street with Mr. Freddy Krueger, which is probably one of the biggest horror flick characters of all time. But like most remakes, a lot of them are duds. But the trailers to this film actually look pretty good. So the Blacklisted Critic is here. Excuse me. Still, I got my allergies going. The Blacklisted Critic here is to tell you guys what to watch. I'm gonna tell you if it's good or if it's bad. Whether you must go see it or stay far away from it. But anyway, I'm gonna run to this Walmart and sneak some snacks into the theater. I'll see you guys later. Firstly and foremost, spoiler warning. I don't want to say spoilers, but I just have this bad habit of saying things, and I'm just giving you guys a heads up right now. Even though if you guys have seen the original Nightmare on Elm Street, it's basically the same thing. You're not going to get a bunch of new stuff from the 2010 version. But anyway, I know one of the main questions everyone's going to ask is, how does it compare to the original? Well, as far as the storyline goes and some of the scenes, they used a lot of the material from the original film. So if you've seen the original, like I said, the newer one is not that much different. Like, for example, you remember the scene where the chick was asleep in the bed with her boyfriend, and she went to sleep, and Freddy got her, and the boyfriend wakes up because she's going bananas, and Freddy picks her up, and he's throwing her all around the room, and he's got her on the ceiling and all that jazz? They use that exact same scene, but the original one was a lot more powerful. The newer one just seemed kind of cheap. They didn't really do anything. The original one was, I mean, I don't get scared by these films, but the original one I could see actually scaring people. They had the same scene where the chick was in the bathtub, and you know, she dozes off for a second, and Freddy's claw comes up and it goes back down, whatever, all that. A lot of the same scenes are used in this movie. And the basic concept and the basic, structure of the movie is exactly the same. It's not one of those remakes where they just completely just come up with their own storyline, their own characters and all that. The only real difference is that in the newer one, they added more to the story, which was actually pretty good because they actually gave the kids that were seeing the Freddy dreams more of a connection to each other. And I think that's one thing they did better than the original, was giving the kids more of a connection other than, well, if you guys have seen the original, you guys already know the parents killed Freddy, so Freddy came back for revenge to kill the parents' kids that he left, I guess, or whatever. But I know a lot of the original fans are not going to be happy with this newer one. I know that for a fact. Why? Because Freddy Krueger isn't the same. Like, only the real fans will know what I'm talking about, but in the original, Freddy was more of a mysterious character. He wasn't on screen for long. I mean, the scenes that he was there, he was there, but he was moving fast and he was laughing and playing and cracking all these crazy jokes like, oh, you fell in some water or you drowned in some water, and Freddy jokes, how's this for a wet dream? And stuff like that. A lot of people like that stuff. In this newer one, Freddy wasn't very humorous at all. He wasn't as playful. He didn't really play with his prey at all. He was more of a direct, like, oh, I'm here. Remember me? It's old Freddy. And stuff like that. He was all up in their face the entire time. What else? Some of the special effects in the new one I really didn't like. Like when they had Freddy like doing the whole, how they, in a few movies, how they had the whole ghost thing when they're like stretching out the wall. You see their face and everything come out the wall. Kind of like, what movie was that? I think The Haunting, I believe. I'm sure the horror fans know what I'm talking about. And the newer one, when they did that, it looked really, really cheap. Incredibly cheap. And another thing I really didn't like was how Freddy was killing the teenagers. He's Freddy Krueger. He's in a dream. Can we please kill people in a more creative way than just slashing them and stabbing them? Please! This is 2010, with our technology, we should be able to do Freddy Krueger kills that are better than the original. When I went to go watch the original, I was blown away by the way he was killing people. Johnny Depp falls asleep on his bed. Freddy Krueger grabs the guy and spews his blood all into the air and plasters the ceiling with it. That was freaking awesome. But the newer one, the kills just weren't good. The actors. How were the actors, Blockbuster? Well, the acting, you know, it was okay. I really couldn't complain. They were scared when they were supposed to be scared. They were the sleepy, oh, I haven't slept in days teenagers when they had to be that role and all that. You know, they weren't bad. They played their role, got killed off. That was it. I couldn't really complain. Let's see, what else? What else? What did I like about the movie? Like I said, I like the story. The dude that played Rorschach, his voice was pretty good, but the way they made him look. See, I'm trying to look for stuff I like, and I'm talking about stuff I don't like. The way the Freddy looked in this way, he looked like a zombie. He looked like a zombie in Freddy's outfit. In the original, he actually looked burned. For those who don't know, Freddy Krueger is burned. I've seen burned victims before. And the original one, he looked burned. In the newer one, he looked like a zombie. He looked like a resurrected corpse that was sitting outside for weeks on end, months. He didn't look burned at all. I think that's all I really got to say about this film. And we just take a brief moment and see if there was anything else that I'm missing. There was one difference between the two movies. In the original, the parents killed Freddy. Why? Because he was going around killing children. In the original, he killed like 20 children and the parents took the law into their own hands. In this newer one, Freddy's a lot worse than a murderer. He didn't get killed by the parents for being a murderer. I don't want to say it, but I'll give you guys a brief hint. Yeah. Yes. It was pretty funny scene. Well, not scene, but a pretty funny concept. I guess they took the 2010, the modern day fear. Instead of having your kids getting killed, you know, kill all the pedophiles instead. I don't know much else to say. Movie's simple. I gave you the differences between the two. You know, I'm not going to really give it a score. I'm not too big on scoring movies. Unless the movie's like really bad or really good, I don't give scores. But if you haven't seen the original or if you don't care that much about the originals, I could see you enjoying this film because it was pretty simple. It had some cheap scares, you know, jumping out, blah, 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 all that garbage. You know, people in the theater, they were jumping and all that. Well, not, you know, the women. Some of the chicks were in there jumping. Not to say anything, you know, about women. I know we get some angry PMs about saying anything about women. Oh, I'm sexist. Women get scared a lot more than men. You know how YouTube is. But that's all I really got to say. That's it. I know it's not much, but movies today, I don't know what's going on. I just wish we could stop all the remakes. Why can't we come up with new material? I don't want to go to the theater and be thrown remakes. Stop remaking movies, Hollywood. Give us some fresh, new material. Some new IPs. That's what I want in gaming as well. Give us some new movies. I think the next movie we're going to go see is The Losers. I think that was like a DC comic or something. I'll go see that because I got a lot of requests to go see it. Anyway, this is Mike the Critic telling you guys, A Nightmare on Elm Street, it's okay. It's decent. That's it.